And I've always been an overachiever, but that's it. There was nothing else. I was never tested. I was never studied. It was never anything like that. My son is gifted and talented and dyslexic.
Ah, so let me throw a piece of information into the room. So the term neurodiversity is something we've all heard of. Okay, I'm just going to read you something about a book that I read a bit late in life to realize what a difference it was. And so I'm going to replace a word with the term neurodivergent and see which or how much of this resonates with you, because it will then be the basis for how we can help others through this conversation. And I mean, basically, the purpose of this conversation is that each of you, I'm going to edit it after this, and each of you will receive 15 to 18 to 20 little 5-minute clips, which if you can upload to your channels on a daily basis, we can get this conversation out there and hopefully get someone, either a man or a woman, to reach out to us, to reach out to help, to realize they're not alone, to realize that certainly suicidal ideation, I'll talk about myself when it comes to it, but yeah, that's something I've dealt with. Anyway, so the mental function that causes neurodiversity is a gift in the truest sense of the word, a natural ability, a talent. It is something special that enhances the individual. So Brenda, I'm 50. Back in my day, you were just stupid. Neurodivergents don't develop the same gifts, but they do have certain mental functions in common. Here are the basic abilities all neurodivergents share. They can utilize the brain's ability to alter and create perception, the primary ability. They're highly aware of the environment. They're more curious than average. They think mainly in pictures instead of words. They're highly intuitive and insightful. They think and perceive multidimensionally using all the senses. They can experience thought as reality, and they have vivid imaginations. How does that resonate with you three? Yeah? So that is from a book called The Gift of Dyslexia, which I read after I tried to teach dyslexic children how to spell. And luckily I was writing a book about my own brain, and I read this book about teaching dyslexic how to spell, and I went, ah, that's exactly what I put. So the reason I wanted to cover that is because the thinking multi-perspectively, you might not be aware of your thinking. I'm aware of my thinking simply because I had a bunch of strokes. Last one was 15 years ago, but it wiped me out completely. All consciousness, I couldn't see, couldn't smell, couldn't taste, nothing for months. And I had to rebuild my consciousness. And in the process of doing it, I'm watching myself do it. So number one, I didn't realize that most people can't watch their thinking. And number two, it was an excellent opportunity to study how I learnt and how I did the things I did. And I experienced the world multi-perspectively all of the time. So I'll have 5 or 6 different globes, like camera angles, in different areas of the space, because obviously I can see out my eyes like a normal human being, but it's not about the information out there, it's about what we do with it in here. And my abilities come from being able to step back, conceive of the problem, and then provide a solution, which Natalia and Alistair, you've both spoken about from a perspective, and obviously Brenda and Alistair both do the Reiki healing. So how do you want to tackle this? Ideally, this is about suicide prevention, and the way I imagined it would work is that we could talk about personal stories, talk about ourselves.